Spain. The video's over, by the way. Well, I hope you knew I was joking. Silly goose. What we're gonna be, learning about today, in my, Jake Talk, TED Talk, is Spain. Now, my favorite thing about Spain is that it is a country, as most of you know. There you go. Most of you know Spain is a country. Duh, what else would it be? A state? So, I'm going to tell you about Spain. Chapter 1. The Noble Image of Spain. Spain was once described as being like a great castle that rises from the sea. This is probably going to be really boring. A topographical map of Spain shows why this description is so appropriate, because the borders of the country are high and rugged like castle walls. In the center of the country lie broad, low tablelands that could easily be the courtyard of an enormous castle. The turrets and inner battlements are the isolated peaks and crags that dot the countryside. Very nice. According to the popular legend, when God created Spain, its people were granted 3 wishes. Wishes 3. They chose to have the world's most varied climate, the most beautiful women, and handsome men. Dang, cuz, that's pretty bonkers right there. Wait. Oh, I thought you can wish for love. Or bring back someone from the dead. Or more wishes. Well, I mean, it's God, so I suppose he's just like, whatever. It's not like anybody's gonna make a Disney movie out of this. Genie who? And the most appetizing foods and wines. The Spaniards and many visitors to the land of old world enchantment believe there is a ring of truth in this legend. There can be no doubt that Spain is rich in beauty and contrast alike. Spain is European and very much a part of the continent, yet it also close enough to the north coast of Africa to reflect the influence of some of the oldest and greatest civilians of the ancient world. Spain's southernmost tip, the closest to Africa, is a region known as Andalusia. Many of these cities here, like Melilla, Granada, Seville, and I can't even read that one, are rich in Moorish architecture. The narrow byways, flower-bedecked patios, and whitewashed houses are characteristic of Morocco and Algeria. There are palm trees and groves of tropical fruits and rich vineyards. And there are the people and the costumes that are typically Spanish in picture books and art. The view of Spain is quite different than the central tablelands of Castile, the country yard of the castle. Just letting you know. This area of broad plains stretching to the horizon on all sides is much drier and browner than the lands to the south. The sweep of the plains is broken by higher sierras and in some places by the ramparts of medieval castles, the bell towers of ancient monasteries, and the modern buildings of the great central cities. Madrid, Toledo, and Guadalajara. I can't even say that. And Segovia. Scattered throughout the plains are country villages and mosaic pastures and fields. That's pretty interesting. How far am I to chapter 2? Okay. Like 3 more pages until chapter 2. This might be quite the doozy. The northwestern region of Spain is almost like a different country compared to the east and south. It's because Spain is a country. It is known that Galicia, a land of lush green hills, woodlands and streams, waterfalls and pastures, can resemble the landscapes of southern Ireland or parts of England. Galicia occupies the northwestern peninsula of Spain, bounded by Bay of Biscay to the north, the Atlantic Ocean to the west, and Portugal to the south. Much of the coastline here is rugged, as that of the Norwegian fjords, ragged with bays known as rias, and dotted with small fishing villages that cling to narrow beaches. The seacoast cities and the towns are known for the abundance of seafood, especially shellfish like lobster, shrimp, and crabs. The diversity of these 3 major cities and regions characterizes the diversity of Spain itself. A well-known Spanish proverb, "Quien dice España dice todo," I have no clue what that means, sums up the Spaniards' pride and the unique variety to be found in their country. He who says Spain says everything is certainly true of the flora because of the many, drumroll please, variations in climate. Woohoo! Spain has more types of vegetation than any other country in Europe. Variety of trees alone ranges from palm trees, olive trees, the Mediterranean coast, to oak, chestnuts, elms, and pines along the Atlantic. The dry interior regions are forested with, I don't even know, and cork trees. Are cork trees a thing? Is cork like? Is it like it's like an apple tree where like you like pick like the cork off the leaves, or like you have to chop it down and the bark makes up a cork? Or maybe it's just called a cork tree because it's small and the stump sort of looks like a cork. Who knows? I'll probably look it up later on Google. And within drought-resistant shrubs and plants like those in American deserts. The same kind of plant diversity is seen in the people, although many will stoutly defend their heritage as being truly Spanish. Au revoir, es por favor. That was awful. And distinct from that of any other nation. The major divisions of Spanish people are cultural groups rather than distinct ethnic groups. They include the Castilians of central Spain, the Basques of the northern provinces, and the Catalans of the northeast. The Galicians are the northwest, and the Andalusians of the south. Politically, the country is divided to 50 provinces, 47 of which are on the mainland, often called the Iberian Peninsula. 2 provinces make up the Canary Islands off the west coast of Africa, and one is the the Balearic Islands in the western Mediterranean. Say that 5 times fast, am I right? Ka-chow. Much more important than these administrative divisions, however, are Spain's historical and cultural groups. These have roots in the ancient kingdoms that precede the modern state. Their centuries-old regional differences, and in some cases isolation, have given Spain myriads of dialects as well as diverse cultures. The ancient histories of the people. Sorry, my window's open, so you can hear a lot of bird and noises. The reason I keep running around is because my dog won't stop barking. I have 2. Maybe even a 3rd one coming soon. One moment. Bailey, be quiet. Bailey's the name of my dog. And the reason I have my window open is because it gets cold and stuff, you know. Where was I at? I think I was, in some cases, isolation from each other have given Spain myriads of dialects, as well as diverse cultures. The ancient history of the people's Iberian Peninsula, we are going very long, so I'm gonna, read quickly so the video just doesn't, manually, stop itself because of disk space. Iberian Peninsula, which also includes neighboring Portugal, has been described as a hodgepodge of tribal movements, warfare, insurgents, invasions, and intermixing of various tribes. They include the ways of Celts from France, Germany, the Scottish Highlands, Wales, and Cornwall. That's where corn comes from. Colonists from Greece and Phoenicia, seagoing peoples from North Africa, Romans who crossed the High Pyrenees, and later Visigoths and the Vandals from as far as east as the Black Sea. What about the White Sea? Kinda racist. It was possible for such a mixture of people to become unified in a matter of a few centuries. However, the near end of the Middle Ages, Spain gradually became united as a country. Spain's cultural achievements, too, have not only enhanced the lives of native Spaniards, but also influenced the Spanish colonies. Literature, music, drama, painting, and other arts developed broadly, with the influence of migrants of the peninsula from the days to the earliest tribesmen to recent times. In this culture, as well as history, geography, environment, and government, Spain echoes the proverb, "He who says Spain says everything," is the theme that runs through the nation, influencing every part of its past and present, and probably its future as well. Yep, and that does it. We've reached the end of chapter 1, and you know what? I'll catch you all in a bit. Whoa.